Hi, welcome to the Premier Power Hour. I'm Zach, and with me today is my good friend Mike Farmer. Mike, thanks for being here, man.
No problem. Very excited.
Now, where are we right now?
We are in Augusta, Georgia, home of the Masters.
Home of the Masters. Great event. I don't think we're going to get to play while we're down here, though. I don't know if they've tipped you off.
No, I don't think so. And I think that, if they saw the way I play golf, they would be glad that we're not allowed in there.
But probably would have a little more fun than the average golfer.
I think so.
I think so, too. Now, you are not from Augusta. You came out here. Where do you live right now, or where do you work out of right now?
So I am in Sewanee, Georgia, about 2.5 hours from here.
Okay.
That's north of Atlanta by Lake Lanier.
Okay. And you have been with Premier for how long now?
I've been for 4 short months. 4 weeks.
There
actually.
it is. There it is. Yeah. That my note said something different, so
Yeah,
I'm going to call
4
you on.
weeks.
I mean, actually, this is
4
all the
weeks.
facts, so I'm just going to
Yeah,
fact check you
yeah.
throughout this whole
You
thing.
can.
Yeah.
4 weeks.
Yeah. and you are not a native of Georgia. Where do you come from?
Born and raised in Cleveland, Ohio, so I am Ohio State Buckeye. OHIO, everything. Cleveland Cavaliers, Browns, Indians.
Which one of those is going to be the soonest one to win a championship? Which one of
The
those?
Cleveland Browns, say stacked right now.
They're stacked right now.
They're stacked.
More before Ohio State? You think they'll win before Ohio State wins another chip?
Ohio State, I would say, is always in the mix every
Yep.
year. They got the number 1 recruiting class, so I would say that between the two, I mean, they're neck and neck. But Ohio State is always in the mix every year.
Yeah. But you're believing you're punching it through for the Browns. Good for you,
Go
man.
Brownies.
Well, tell us a little bit about yourself. How did you end up here at Premier Packaging?
So I a chance encounter. I got a chance to meet with Brian Yost. Had a pretty nice set of interviews with him. Met him. Our philosophies align very well with each other, and the company values of Premier and the culture that I saw was an easy decision to make. So I came here, and 4 weeks later.
4 weeks later, you were
4 weeks later, I'm here.
All right, and now you manage a team that had been existing. How big is the team that you manage right now?
So right now I have a team of 4 individuals. All of them are in the Atlanta area.
Okay.
Right now I've got 2 recs open for the Atlanta market and in South Carolina.
Oh, wow, really? So your team is growing?
Yes.
Okay, awesome. So now, were you a sales manager at your previous job? Talk a little bit about what you did in your last role. And
So for 16 years I was with a food company. I started out in Cleveland, Ohio. They decided to open up an emerging market, a lot like what this is right here.
Yeah.
To start penetrating and expanding the company's business. So I've always been in new business development.
Okay.
They tapped me on the shoulder and wanted me to come down here to lend my expertise to get customers and start promoting our product lines. And for 6 years now, I've been in Georgia doing that.
yeah, what drew you to? I would say Premier, but what drew you to this industry? I mean, if you had done 16 years in the food industry, why change up? Why make the leap into this?
So COVID was a big thing. COVID-19 actually decimated the area that I was in the food and hospitality area.
Okay.
And actually, that's actually a big reason why I came here, because my part of the business suffered a lot with COVID, and it put us in a situation where, the company had to do some realignment. And fortunately, a company like Premier, you guys have, during that whole period, start seeing some significant growth.
Well, talk about what was this chance encounter with Brian Yost? How did that happen? How did that come about?
Well, Brian, I was related with, there's Pregis, the guy who I had met, introduced me to Brian, told Brian about me. Brian was actually looking for this position, and he heard about me. We met at the Battery. We sat down for some conversations, and I guess that I was able to impress him enough that I'm here.
Yeah. Well, it's awesome to have you on the team. You're a lot of fun. I enjoy being around you.
Oh, thank you.
I imagine
I wish
you
my
guys-
wife would say the same thing. That's good. I need to take you home with me.
Yeah. Well, what's the best part about working here?
The people. What
Yeah.
I've saw so far, what I've seen is that everybody is so enthusiastic to help you out with things. I think that the culture here and how it's been set allows the people just to be themselves. I think that one of the biggest things that I saw when I went to 4301 in Louisville was that the networking of the people there and the hospitality that they gave me made me see that this is what makes the company strong.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, what impressions do you have about Premier just as a company in your short time that you've been working here?
Innovators. John Gaynor has done a great job of always thinking about the future.
Yeah.
One of the things that you're looking for a company is you don't want them to be the next Kodak that just falls away by the wayside, that can't transcend
That's a
with
good
what the markets are doing.
Yeah.
So John has, and what I've seen and what I've heard and had a chance to meet with him, has a vision of always being ahead of the competition and what the market is doing. So that's one of the biggest significant things I think that I've got from looking at Premier is that they're always looking for an edge.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. So now you went from, you hopped in, you didn't do the sales rep role right away. You went straight into management.
Yes.
So what is it that you like about that position of being a sales manager?
You know what? I tell you what, I love seeing, people grow. I
Yeah.
love being part of that and seeing that a salesperson reaching their fullest potential.
Yeah, absolutely.
I look as a sales manager as being a coach.
Yeah, absolutely.
You have the talent. How do you harness that talent?
Yeah.
And then if you win the Super Bowl, you reap all the benefits of seeing everybody else succeed. And I get a lot of satisfaction of seeing my teammates and that I would say is my reps win.
What do you feel like are some of the strengths of the team that you have right now, the team of people that you have under you right now?
You know what? That's a good question because I've been very blessed to have a team that's really very diverse. And when I say diverse, I mean diverse in their skill sets.
Yeah.
We have a person that's been over 22 years into the packaging industry.
Wow.
And we got another person that's been here probably less than maybe 3 or 4 months. So I think that everybody, even though that they might not have significant packaging experience, they bring something to the table. And our team is very, very, they communicate every day. They're very eager to get out there, to get new business. So I'm excited, just as they are, and they make me proud of them every day.
How do you go in and be a leader of a team that's already been moving, already been running, right? I mean, you're 4 weeks in. There's a guy there that you're managing that's in the business 22 years.
I say like I'm Scotty Pippen.
Yeah.
I'm just an assist guy,
Yeah.
I'm not there to just to derail everything. You guys are on a path to a championship. Let me just assist you to get there. I'm not trying to change or rattle any feathers. So I look at it when I came to the team, it's just I'm the great Scotty Pippen.
Yeah.
I'm here to assist you.
I like that you went Scotty Pippen. You didn't
Yeah.
go like Steve Nash or maybe like Jason Kidd.
I
or-
could have, but I'm talking about the greatness.
You know what's funny is that when your team watches this, there's going to be a debate about who's the MJ on your team.
That could be, They're all MJs. You all are MJs.
See, that's such a good sales manager. So for our team, we flew out to Denver a couple weeks back to do kind of a team building type of thing.
Yeah.
Do you have anything like that planned? I know with COVID that throws a wrench in a lot of different stuff, but are you guys doing any kind of team building stuff? Are you able to get together
You
at
know
all?
what? We're in a process. I'm thinking about things of what we're going to do, but certainly we're going to do some team building. We actually have our first sales meeting this July 30th, and I will ask, try to get a collective, ask collectively what they would like to do.
Yeah.
But team building is very important, especially with a team like with ours that's such. In the industry with COVID, you haven't seen each other. We haven't been able to, outside of Zoom, communicate. So let's just get us some ideas. So that will be on the horizon.
That's always part of my favorite thing of being in a team environment, because sales is so much of individual, like it's looking at the numbers, your performance, and you're being assessed on that. But there's so much element of a team that gets brought in there. And I know from other jobs where I've worked in like a sales bullpen, when you can get those people together and get all those heads in a room and start talking about ideas and things that you've seen, I think it yields everybody way more success.
Sure.
When you can have that kind of camaraderie and have that kind of personal connection.
Sure.
I think that's super key. What any motivational speeches or skits or plays or
You know what?
charades games that you're gonna do?
No, I don't know yet. Everything I would say that's TBD, to be determined.
Yeah.
I would say that.
So be on the lookout for
Yeah,
that.
be on the
maybe.
lookout,
Yeah.
yeah.
What do you feel like is the challenges that a sales manager faces?
Well, that's a good question. I think this could be a plethora of things, but in my particular situation, being in an emerging market, is to pretty much look for, with the amount of resources that John and the company is putting in our areas, to make sure that we have a talented mix of salespeople that's out in the field,
Yeah.
and to kind of match that the same initiative that he's put in with getting the right people, the right fit for Premier that
Yeah.
fits our cultures and values here. So I would say that would probably be a challenge that I love to have. I'm
Yeah.
like, it's exciting for me to build a team. So
Yeah.
right now, just to answer your question, that would probably be one of the things, the challenges that I'm taking on right now and trying to fulfill that.
Yeah. What are you looking for as you're looking to build your team? What kind of people are you looking for? What are you looking to see in a salesperson?
I'm looking for hunters. I'm looking for people that are able to communicate our values and be able to be out there every day, pounding the ground and showing us the premier way of doing things.
Yeah.
When I look at a salesperson, I want a person to be able to be genuine.
Yeah.
Nobody likes a used car salesman. But,
Sure, absolutely.
Somebody that's out there that's able to be out there every day and show the premier way.
How do you motivate somebody? I mean, obviously, if you're getting hired by Premier, you're gonna have that hunter mindset. You're gonna be competitive. They're not gonna hire somebody that doesn't want to go out there and get it. What approach do you take managing somebody that maybe is in a slump, or maybe they're running into opportunities and they're seeing it as they're failing? How do you have a conversation with somebody about that and keep them motivated?
Well, you know what? Like everything, I think one of the biggest things, the biggest trait that a sales manager can have is empathy. And I think that being able to put yourself in that person's shoes and kind of first ask and see what got them in the rut.
Absolutely.
You just always can't just assume. So to ask questions, to get to know them, to kind of see what's going on, then you'll be able to be in a position of where you can kind of coach them and motivate them. But just before that, anything else, I mean, I don't think that unless you can put yourself in that person's shoes, I mean, it will be kind of hard to give any suggestions off the hip.
Yeah, absolutely. Other than empathy, what other traits make up a good leader?
You have to have patience. I mean, Rome wasn't built in a day. I mean, a lot of times we get thrown with things we want it to happen overnight.
Absolutely.
You have to have this done, have to have this done. But sometimes we have to dial it back and have patience.
Yeah.
So that's one of the things I would say. Like being a parent has helped me to have that.
There you go.
Being a parent that teaches you how to have patience.
Yeah. Yeah. How many kids do you have?
I have 4 kids.
Okay. What are the ages?
28, 25, 17, and 15.
Okay. So you've learned this patience game.
Yeah, 3 daughters, and I can tell you, I mean, at one time we only had 1 bathroom in the house, so you learn how patience quick.
Okay.
Yeah.
My wife and I were expecting, and we found out we're going to have a daughter. So
Yeah.
I've been asking people for a ton of advice. Our other interview, she was saying that being a dad, the daughters, that's going to be just fine. But my wife is in for a hard time. Do you feel like that's accurate, or is that not accurate?
You know what? I feel like I'm ganged up in the house sometimes. I think that daddy's girl. Not at my house.
Yeah.
I just could say that. I feel that in my house, my wife would say that she's in a pretty good position. The estrogen wins in my house.
It does. Yeah. Well, besides all this stuff, what's something about you? What's a fun fact that people would be interested to know about you?
Fun fact, in college, I wrestled a bear, Caesar the bear.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
You wrestled a bear.
I wrestled
As in the animal.
The animal. I was promised that if I could win and pin him, it was $1,000. And who in college don't like beer money? So I felt like, $1,000, that could be a lot of beer over the month. So I went to a bar where it was. I wrestled him. I wasn't successful, but I did get free 2 tickets to Whitewater river rafting for my exploits. But did I pin him? No, but it was a great a story to tell.
So there's just a bear
Yeah.
that goes from college bar to college bar.
Yeah, Caesar was his name.
Caesar.
If you can look him up, he was very popular.
We absolutely will. There'll be a roll that just plays right now about Caesar the bear.
Yeah.
So Caesar, and it's $1,000 if you pin him.
Yeah.
So clearly he didn't get pinned very often.
Well, I think what helped maybe because they didn't have a muzzle, and when you
See,
try
they-
to put him, he's gnawing at you, and
Yeah.
you're like, "What the heck?" You
Yeah.
know? So
Tap out pretty quick.
Yeah, pretty. Yeah, and he was pretty cool.
Yeah?
Pretty good. Yeah.
And now you're not a bad wrestler yourself. You were telling me off
Yeah.
camera. What tell us about your wrestling exploits, because you're
Yeah,
not
so-
just some
yeah.
you're not just some Joe Nobody that goes in the ring with Caesar the Bear.
Yeah, I took second in state in Cleveland, in Cleveland Heights High School, and I wrestled at Kent State University.
Okay.
So I've been wrestling since second grade. So I kind of thought I had a little bit of an upper hand. That's why I thought that I would be able to do good. But a wild beast is a wild beast.
And it's not. Yeah. It's
yeah,
not. It's
yeah.
not named for a reason.
Yeah.
Your kids come to you. You have if one of your kids comes to you and says, "Hey, Dad, I got this great opportunity. I can win $1,000 quick if I just pin a bear." Your answer?
No.
Absolutely not. All right. Well, hey, Mike, we got this little thing that's called "What's in the Box."
All right.
It's a little game that we play. Are you
Yeah.
down to play?
No, I'm ready to play.
You're
yes.
ready to play. You're gonna
Yes.
say no, and we're just gonna cut. All right. So I got. Let's see here. I'm gonna hit you with a couple things.
Okay.
All right. One of them is gonna be a fun fact. I want your opinion on it.
Okay.
If you were to pick an island that you think has a country with the most islands in the world, so this country owns the most islands in the world, which one would you pick?
I would say the Philippines.
Okay. So that's where I would have gone to. Sweden. Sweden has 221,800 islands, more islands than any other in the world. Only 1,000 of them are inhabited, though.
I would never want to know.
Is that fair, though?
Yeah.
I bet the inhabited islands is probably
a
Philippines.
lot of
or
penguins and walruses living up there?
Right, right. I don't know that you can count it. All right. I'll ask you one that's a little bit about you. When you were a child, what was your biggest dream?
I watched Aladdin one time, and I saw I wanted to be the first male belly dancer. So, no, that's just a joke. You got to see me in belly dancing. That would. Never at any age.
I don't know. I mean, there has to have been somebody that's been out doing it.
Yeah. But now I'll probably say I like swimming with dolphins. I saw. One time on Discovery Channel, a bunch of people with life jackets swimming with dolphins. I thought that would be a cool thing to do. So that was a dream of mine being little that I wanted to do one day.
Swimming with dolphins. Did you ever do it?
No, I haven't.
You haven't?
Nope.
Would you do it today?
No, I wouldn't do it today.
Okay, well, that's a bummer because we have a tank in the back.
Oh, man, I almost had
yeah. So even if it's free, even if you had the opportunity to do it right now? Not right now. Let's say it's tomorrow. We can plan around it.
I would have to think about that one.
Think about it.
Yeah, I would have to think about it.
What's our percentage? Are we like 50-50 or are we...
About 14%.
About 40, so not good at all.
Seeing me in some swim trunks with a dolphin is like, you're probably like, Free Willy and Shamu. But I'm like, I'm not doing that.
No, man. Not, I never have either. And they come on those, like, whenever you go on, like, a vacation in the tropics or something like that. That's always one of the things they do. So your dream is... Other people have had that dream.
I can touch it. That's one thing I can touch.
You can get to it.
Yeah.
See, that's nice, having an attainable dream. See, mine as a kid was I wanted to be a pro baseball player, hit 80 home runs in a season. And that was my whole thing because we did, do you remember DARE, the whole don't do drugs thing?
Of course.
So in 5th grade, they did a thing with all the 5th graders and said write an essay, and one boy and one girl will do their essay. And mine was I wanted to make it to the league because my grandpa played pro baseball. And so there's like on generations down, our whole generation land, there's like 7 boys and 1 girl, right? So all of us were vying to be the next one to make the league. None of us did. But I was like, well, my grandpa made it, so I'll make it. And then 70 home runs is the record. I'll hit 80.
Yeah.
And I remember when I read it for the first time, a bunch of the parents were kind of giggling, and I thought, no, this is real. Like, you should record this because this is going to happen. They ended up being right, but always try to dream big, man.
Yeah, dream big. I mean,
see,
that's
you
the
can
thing.
you can actually still get yours. Mine, they're not calling for a
Yeah.
31-year-old that has no arm and no shoulder left. So,
well, I'll tell you, looking at you makes me want to dream. I told you I want to get that part that he got in his hair. I want to get that, put the little gel over. I want that.
Oh, you're talking about this right here?
Yeah,
Is
that
what
part
you're
is
talking
just
about right here.
Oh, right.
Go ahead and DM me. I'll send you some product. Trying to be the influencer for the hair product. That's probably a cush job. That's probably nice.
Yeah.
Well, hey man, I really appreciate you taking the time
Pleasure.
to be with me, man. It's really nice to get to know you a little bit better.
Thank you.
That's all the time we have today. Thanks so much for tuning in to the Premier Power Hour. I'm Zach. See you next time.
Do you have comments, questions, or ideas about this topic? If so, we'd like to hear from you. Please visit primpack.com/podcast to let us know what you think. Thanks.